be honest, yeah, when we had parent teachers conferences, you thought, what is the one thing they could tell your mother? Because you can't be perfect 24/7.
That's right.
So you think back over the last 4 months or 5 months that if in between parent, what is the one thing that
Right.
but whatever thing, she always come home happy, so I thought I would.
My mom was my parent teacher conference call. Was always complaining about I was reading too late at night. Yep.
It's 10 o'clock, we'll get started. We'll bring this meeting to order, our June meeting. Recommend to approve the minutes for the May 20th meeting.
So moved.
Motion was made by Sarah, seconded by Desiree.
I have a comment. I either have to be present or absent. On both. On both. I think I was absent.
You were.
I know you're absent.
Okay.
Because I know you're speaking Alabama thing, no.
I didn't, yeah, I didn't, remote from. Nope, that's right, no.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Is there any other questions or discussion?
So, motion to approve with the amended.
With the amended. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Minutes are now approved. Public comment, we have Sherry Larson from Ho-Chunk. You could present.
Morning.
Morning.
My name is Sherry Larson. I work for the Foundation of Domestic Violence Division. We were here about a year ago to accept funding in Jackson County from the marriage license, I believe it was. I am the new director, so I don't have access to 2025. But I wanted to bring you some numbers. So it's since January of 2026, we have assisted 12 identified victims in Jackson County. 3 of those received emergency lodging, which is like 1 or 2 nights hotel lodging and meals. 3 we assisted restraining orders. 8 we assisted with supportive services, groceries, gas cards, fixing their cars, things like that. And 4 we paid for rental assistance or security deposits. So as you can imagine, that 4,000 did go really quick, but it was able to assist on top of the funding that we do get. And I had said come back every year and make a report to each of you, to the board, because we were very lucky to receive that funding. And we will continually probably apply for that funding. But I was here mostly to let you know, not to only update you on the stats that I have for 2026, and I'll try and get 2025, so it's just, I don't have access to it right now. But I wanted to let you know, we have exciting news in Jackson County. You're the second group that I have let know this information, probably some of you've already heard it, but my division is actually opening up a safe shelter in Jackson County.
Awesome.
We have a landlord, Jimmy Jones, who approached me through our work with the Homeless Coalition and said, hey, Sherry, if I bought a property, what would you do with it? And I said, I'd open up a Jackson County safe shelter. And so we've been working on that for a while now. I want to introduce Angela Smith. She is actually going to be the lead crisis advocate. She'll be supervising the staff and supervising the house. Of course, it's a undisclosed location. I'm pretty sure everybody will figure it out eventually. And we'll keep you posted. We'll send out an email saying when it's officially open and what the process will be for folks to get into it. Now, I work for the Woodland Foundation, but our grants are VOCA, OVW, State Victims Grants. So our grants say we have to support everybody. So it's not just tribal members, but it's also everybody around the state. So we looked that we could fit anybody about 6 families or 6 to 12 adults. It's a 5-bedroom house. So how we're setting it up would be some bedrooms would be shared, but of course we don't want families having share space. Sorry, say we're not you. With other families and things like that. So we're working on our policy procedures. I come from New Horizons in La Crosse, so I have run a shelter for many, many years. Angela worked for a division years back. So both of us are very experienced in working with clients that are in crisis and in need. So we do want to let you know that we are still going to need that additional funding because obviously once this opens, we are still going to be able to need an emergency lodging. Not everybody's going to want to live in a shelter. That type of living can be hard. And not everybody's going to need, 30, 60, 90 days in a shelter. They just need 1 or 2 nights to move on, figure out their safety plan, and get situated in a safe location. So I just want to kind of let you know that we are still going to be planning on doing all the services that we've always done. However, with me as the new director, we're taking it as a shelter focus. So our program will be the Woodland Patient Domestic Violence Division outreach or shelter and outreach services. So that's going to be new. It's been many years. The last time I worked for the nation, we actually opened a shelter in the CETA, which, as those of you know, it's right in the smack in the middle of everything and not close to anything. So I'm just really happy that we can have it here in Black River Falls. And so be able to offer that service. The nearest shelters are at least an hour's drive, and I want to be able to offer that service, and we have that kind of informed care, so they can take the time that they need to make some decision for themselves and their families.
Sherry, do you have a goal or kind of an anticipated open, like best case scenario?
We have
Not that I'm holding you to it.
I don't be anything right now. So our goal is this summer. That's about the most that I'm gonna say. We have to hire staff and we'll be staffed 24/7. Law enforcement's happy with that. Once that's in place and we get our policies and procedures and stuff done, like I said, we'll send an email, just saying, hey, this shelter is open and moving forward, like this is how, if you feel like you have somebody that might be needing that shelter and don't want to go to Eau Claire or La Crosse or Wood County or even over to Minnesota. I mean, we've sent people all the way over to Minnesota. I've sent people all the way up north. Shelter spaces are really hard to come by right now. And I don't believe people shouldn't have to leave and uproot their children from schools and, their services and their employment. And we want to keep folks here, and not having to go Claire and across and things like that. So that's our goal. But we'll let everybody know. Send something out. Yeah.
What is your capacity at this?
Well, we kind of just that conversation, but we are looking at between 6, we could do 6 families, if it was a family unit, or we could do 6 to 12 if they come in as individuals. It's 5 bedrooms. Okay, 5 bedroom space. Or it's handicap accessible. I still have to purchase the handicap accessible ramp. But Mr. Jones has been so helpful and making this whole project come to light. I didn't have any other landlords saying, hey, how can we make this happen? So I really appreciate him doing this for us. So we pay a lease to Mr. Jones. And the utilities and everything to put into the house. We will eventually have a wish list that goes out that kind of help keep things like toilet paper, hygiene items, things like that, keep things stocked. We are working with a couple of different agencies to look at discounted food, But it'll be a very secure site. We're having Permar come in. So Permar will be installing cameras. Law enforcement's very well aware, all of them are very well where it's at, and will be assisting us with any issues we have. Like I said, I've run shelters before. I've run homeless shelters, I've run DV shelters. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, what happens if the so-and-so comes to the house? And that rarely ever happens. They don't come to the house. They try and find them where they can get at them at. And it's usually not the same house.
So, any other questions?
I was just gonna ask, so referrals can come from DHHS, law enforcement, anybody in the community?
We will ask that, if so I don't want to be like those other agencies where you have to come all the way up to wherever and doing it in person. You know, if you're calling and you talk to your person, whoever you're referring, and you feel that there's a safety need there, that's pretty much all that you will have to talk with them at, and then we'll look at, see if there is vacancy enough to support that family or that individual. And then I have outreach clients, I'll be working with them once they're in the shelter to kind of look at what their new path is going to be, whether it's moving, whether it's relocating, another state or whatever. We help with all of that, getting them to support families, friends, because we know that that's something that they haven't had. All those lifelines and then fizzled out. So, great. Desiree.
Oh.
So,
we see each other every day. So, Sherry, I know that you have staff emphasis with like restraining orders and going to court and going through the whole process and giving them, that support. And like you said, the case management services, I think are really crucial, like the longer term planning and resources and, helping navigate all of that. So,
I have very new staff. Some of them started in November, Patty started in February, I believe. They haven't done the full process of getting a restraining order. I'm still the one that does them all, and I do them all over the state. So I've done them in multiple counties. I do majority of them in here in Jackson County. If Connie from Victim Witness gets a hold of me, she usually says, hey, can you come in and help this person? And we get right on it. But my goal is to have them all trained enough and experienced enough to be able to do those restraining orders so they are processed. But I can't say we got 100%, but we're pretty darn close. Any other questions? Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Sherry, for coming in and explaining the project. I think we'll move on to introduction of any new staff.
We do have one new staff here. Her name is Brittany Tolson. She works in our economic support division. She's in the economic support specialist. Brittany, if you don't mind standing up, you wouldn't mind giving us a little background on yourself.
I worked at AMPI before I joined Jackson County. I've been here for about 8 weeks now. I finished half of my training so far, so I only have another 7 weeks to go. I live in Blair. I have 3 kids. I recently graduated with my associate in business, and I attend the Turbo this fall for my bachelor's. So.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the team.
Yeah.
The only other new staff we have, his name is Ben, and he is our public health intern, but he joins us today.
Okay, we'll move on to discuss the act on appointment of Woodland Health Services Committee.
So back in 2024, we entered the Woodland Enhanced Services Commission for our APS clients to be able to place them at Clark County Healthcare Center. We do need a representative from the Jackson County Board of Supervisors to attend those meetings. There are 2 each year. And I do have the previous agenda and minutes if you'd like to see those.
I can tell you,
Yeah.
if you want a little more information, but we entered in as a full member for a better rate should we need to place somebody there. I don't think we've placed anybody in a couple of years there. Most of the time they need stabilization before Clark County would take them, but when we do need to place somebody there, we appreciate the better rate. The meetings are twice a year and it's facility, and then in August, they set the rate for the coming year. And so they do the fiscal portion of Clark County Rehab Facility, how it's doing and how many placements are there and then what the rate is. And they also discuss other county that are there that aren't members of the association. We probably handle that. So that's pretty much what the 2 meetings are during the year. You can attend by Zoom. They prefer you come in person. I attend by Zoom for each of them. I'm not a voting member, but I do attend all of them.
And where are these located?
Owen.
Owen.
Oh,
At the Clark County facility itself.
are they daytime or evening meetings? Then when, what's it, what, sorry, I'm. Dates were you?
Looks like 10.
Yeah, 10 in the morning.
Looks like 10.
Typically, they're about an hour.
So we need to act on staying a member and then appointing,
No, not, we are a member.
we're already a
We're already a
member,
member.
so we don't have to reenact that.
We just need representation on
Okay.
the board.
Sounds like Sarah's interested.
I am, are they, it's in the middle of the week, I'm assuming?
Um,
I'm sure.
it was a Thursday, like Thursday, February 16th was the last, or 26th was the last meeting. I do the next, oh, they didn't put it on you. End of August.
End of August.
Yeah.
I mean, if nobody else is interested, I would be willing to pick that up.
I nominate you.
I'll second the nomination.
Motion is made by Reed, for Sarah, seconded by, Max. Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations?
I'm interested.
Is there any other nominations? Not entertain, a motion to have the manager ballot for Sarah.
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made, Max, is there a second?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Casting an Adams ballot.
Yes,
For Sarah.
Yes.
yes.
Okay, by Reed. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Sarah? You representative.
We were welcome to keep that packet.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
That's the previous,
Day beforehand.
that's the previous agenda, the previous minutes, and then I will let, the individual at Clark County know all he's been sitting and give him your information.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay. Then we'll move on to discuss and act on DHS Director job description.
So within your packet, we gave you the original job description and the updated job description. Just for comparisons, there isn't a red line because it was changed completely in format. It would have just been entirely redlined. So hopefully you were able to compare the two. If you have any questions, Gina's here as well. I hope hopefully you had time to review that. We did go over it as a management team as well.
Where did it come from, Carly? I mean, was it a compilation? Is it a comparison from another county? Did you not work?
It was based on the current job description. We went through some of the things that us as the management team have kind of been taken over the last 4 or 5 months. Maybe some of the things that have been handled by the management team that we felt were more director responsibilities over the last couple of
I
years.
think it's a really good improvement. I read through the old draft, even though it was only from the old policy, even though it was only from 2022. It's a completely different feel and a much more professional upgrade to defining and giving an example.
And I can't take full credit because this format is actually Jessica McDonald's format, so
Yeah.
we put it in her.
Yeah, but I couldn't even really think of things to add. I think you did a great job.
Yeah, Ellen, the discussion that we had was the old one was so cumbersome, it's so lengthy that.
And that was very choppy, talking about things like dividing and multiplying, doing simple math, and I mean, let's really get to the recruitment piece of what is really necessary and crucial for that position. It's a good improvement.
Something we learned from the recruitment and the interviews, is basically what I think is how it came out, right?
Yeah, I think it's good. I've seen a million different kinds of drafts, and this is a good one.
You know, after talking to Jessica and Carly, I said, the more we can get put together, that's, it's a more of a broad, but yet defined. So,
So will this or have this gone through court counsel to see how it would change, like pay, scale and those types of things, all that, or?
We didn't send it off anywhere. We wanted to make sure.
we have to have proof here. before we-
Okay, I couldn't remember the,
Yeah.
which
The
way to
scale,
go.
the pay scale is not gonna change, right? It's just not, or do you think they might change it?
I don't,
Well, that would have to go on
I
to,
think that would be I think it would be a smart thing to do, but I don't know. I think that would be an HR decision.
Did it change so much there might be different pay scale?
We have not sent it through yet, sir,
Oh.
because it's not been approved. Once it's
Okay.
approved from, then we could forward it on to have them review it and see where we land.
Okay. Why make a motion to approve this position description?
motion made by Max to approve the amended, or seconded by Reed. Is there any questions or discussion? Not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, job description. And,
It's a much better product.
Yeah, I think it does a better job describing what's really expected for the position. Someone reading this would have a much better realization and understanding of what was before them. It's good.
we'll move on to, business services.
So hopefully everybody received the, receipts, or you were able to, review those. I just wanted to, ensure that we were okay to continue moving forward, providing those on a monthly basis, that was the, board's wishes.
What are you talking about? Vouchers?
No, the receipts that were provided for, January through May.
I had requested those because being new to the community, I didn't know what Amazon purchases would be, and there was like 3 pages of them.
Yeah.
And the Elon services, and the other ones are pretty easy to disseminate and figure out what they're for. But those, I was just had questions.
I don't know if we need to see the receipts, those Amazon receipts, I personally,
I don't.
I don't need to look at them. Like, it's what we have auditors for and what trust and faith in our staff. So I don't, like what we have right now with the vouchers that are presented and that we've had for the last multiple years, I'm fine with that. This addition of the receipts from the Amazon for I don't need to see those.
But for onboarding, if, you know, someone's new and wants to get a better sense, I mean, I've worked
What-
here, so I kind of know what goes in there.
That, like he asked.
Yeah.
And anyone who wants to see that should have that for their own understanding, but
Yeah,
I don't.
every month.
It's one of the things that basically is open to public records, but as long as everything's redacted, so no client information is.
So we're providing that every month?
No,
I'd say we can hold off on it right now because I got some information now.
Got better
Yeah,
sense.
so we don't need to do receipts. I'm fine with not doing the receipts every month.
Yeah, I would say if we request individual, but not all the time.
Yeah, I think what we received now is really helpful then.
you can see kind of what they're spending.
Right.
But now we know what they're spending.
Yeah, I just don't like spending blindly and not knowing.
But I also believe in having, trust in your employees and that they're doing the right thing for both the taxpayer and their clients.
I'm just saying accountability, make sure that I know what I'm approving, because I didn't know what I'm approving, and that's kind of silly to approve something you don't even know what you're approving.
I have appreciated too, Carly, when you give it financial reports, if the credit card bill is, you know, if there are unusual or
Yeah,
large
you explain.
individual, you do a great job of explaining that this is a, outlier from what we would normally see.
Why, even if it isn't a credit card, why it's.
Oh, yeah, that's sure, sure.
You know, because of.
Like that expensive placement we had.
Rates.
I was kind of curious of that.
Yeah.
I think it was like 27,000 last year or last month.
Well,
And I was like questioning that.
Yeah.
But then I found out,
Well, when we routinely have always done that, I think the difference with the, like, what were you saying? If there's a charge that's not lumped in, the credit card is a perfect example because you have no way to know the detail. And so you get used to seeing, an ongoing monthly amount. We kind of know what kind of charges go in there, but if there's something unusual, Carly brings it to our attention. All of a sudden, the credit card bill is
it's pretty
higher
well
than
explained,
normal. Yeah.
but it's explained.
Yes,
It's explained.
yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's appreciated, that's pointed out.
Yes.
And to draw my attention to that. So.
Yeah. Okay, anything else?
No, I just wanted to make sure we had the correct expectations for my staff moving forward too, because it would be some work for them, so.
Okay, we'll move on to the May vouchers.
The vouchers, total paid was $530,478.41. I have a few things that I want to point out, but you're welcome to ask any questions. On page 3, we have 2 placements for adult protective services. One at Country Terrace for $6,907.80, and one at Trumbull County for $8,505. Wait, Carly, what page are you on? 3. Okay, sorry. Good. There's also one under elder abuse for Black River Health, for $4,140. That was a late billing that we paid with our elder abuse grant funding. That was actually from 2025, but, to, keep that relationship with Black River Memorial, we did pay the bill.
And why were they needed?
Inadvertently billed the client.
Oh,
The client, of course, was incapacitated, so it was.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
Thank you. Thanks, Lynn. On page 5, Deer Path Integrated Living, just not really necessarily pointing this out because of the amount of the charge, but just pointing out that these are CCS clients that could definitely cost the county way more than they actually are. We're only paying a small portion of what that could be. So we're only paying the $39.57 a day, where it could be hundreds of dollars a day. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that.
Is that because we have a membership with them or like?
No, it's because they're a part of the CCS program. And we are able to build Medicaid. On page 6,
can I just ask,
Yep.
across County Human Service, we spent 130,000
on page 6.
on page,
Yeah, basic.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep, that's where I was going next.
Okay, sorry.
Yep, you're good. On page 6, across county, there are 3 charges. We have $14,821.50, and that's for our administrative services and contracting services for our CCS program. They are our lead county for that consortium. We have the $100,000 charge, which is our CCS prepayment. They pay all of our bills for the CCS program and do all of the billing for our medical assistance. And then we have $15,044, which is the MD fees for that CCS program as well. Also on page 6, there underneath the Children's Long-Term Support Program, we have Rick's Lawn Care and Snow Removal. That was a door widening and modification for a client for $4,782. We will receive reimbursement for that because we will do billing back for that. On page 8, just because we have a couple of new members here, our Northwest Counseling and Guidance payment is our crisis line for $8,798.97. We pay that on a monthly basis, but it is a rather large charge, but that's our 24-hour crisis line. On
They break that down when they believe you get that.
They do because we have to record it to our Wisconsin Medicaid cost report on a yearly basis. On page 11, there was a charge for 25, and that's for the Driftwood Region Vector, which is the mosquito abatement that we pay on a yearly basis. Environmental fund. On page 14, and I mean, I kind of love these scales. Page 14 and page 17, we had two charges to the Cross County Human Services, one for $7,750 and have another for $3,500. Those are both for rack beds for children, like a crisis bed for children, it's about $250 a day.
Is there a reason it was broke down from the other three bills from that total of 130,000?
Yes.
Does this come out of different funding?
It comes out of different funding and it probably comes from different places within La Crosse County as well.
Okay.
Page 21, we had two residential placements, one at Northwest Passage for $29,400, which is $980 a day. And Rawhide Youth Services for $26,071.80, which is getting $69.06 a day. Those are both in our youth justice program. Is there anything else that jumped out to you that you'd like me to explain?
I just actually noticed, and maybe this, I think I missed it on the other ones, that there's several that are, I'm assuming are credits, that they have a negative. Yep, so those are credits.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's just checking.
And we're still, seems like we spent a lot on Northwest Passage and Rawhide. Got a lot of key placements there.
For the youth justice program. I don't know, Jenny, can you elaborate at all on
It's
that?
not a lot of placements. It's one child that needs placement.
Really, it's just really expensive.
It's 24/7 residential care for those youth. They're too high risk to be in the community. One kid actually just came home, so we'll be down to one cost right now. We try to keep them out of residential as much as we can. But if they have kind of combined mental health, AODA issues, they tend to kind of go into those settings.
Jenny, that's just for kids under 18 then, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that placement for 27,000 out of La Crosse from last month. Is that still there?
The non-secure, the shelter care, no,
Where we had one person there?
correct. We try to keep that short term. That's kind of just more of a shelter crisis bed until we can find another placement or develop a plan for them to return home safely.
Okay. I just noticed that wasn't included in this month, so I was like.
What's this, Arctic, ARKT?
Yep.
They seem like they're doing a lot of upgrades, is that what it is?
Yes, so that is our, that's our financial system here at DHHS. So we have to have a separate financial system. It's the one that is at the courthouse. Does not work. We have to have clients attached to our payments. And the new vision system does not work for that within this building. It does not meet our audit requirements. So we have our own financial system here. That also does case management. It also is our electronic medical record for our behavioral health unit as well. They have been doing some financial upgrades this year. We did have those budgeted in for this year to do those upgrades so that we're using less paper and doing more electronic work as well. So yeah.
How long have we had them currently?
Since 2020.
6 years.
Yes, and we were also required by the state to have a interface between us and EWIS-SACWIS, which is our programming with children and families to have no, basically no human interaction between the payments for the foster parents and our accounting system. They wanted to interact just completely electronically. And so that's in our contract, so we had to have that program this year as well, so. How is it working? We do have few minor things that need to be worked out, but. So we've had a lot going on fiscally there, but I know that we have some more, things that need to happen with the joint medical record as well. Constantly. It's also, we also pay a per user fee.
Okay. So is that billing month gonna be ongoing?
Yes, it is not going.
And we have a contract with them?
Yes.
When is that up?
We renew it every,
Okay. Have you ever thought about looking for somebody else in it too?
he's the cheapest we've found.
Okay.
It's quite a process.
It is, and millions of dollars. Charges us very little compared to what we could something.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
There's a lot of cogs in this population that a lot of people don't recognize. We have the vouchers,
Motion to approve?
motion by Sarah to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ellen. Is there any other questions or discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I should tell you too that we do meet with them on a weekly basis as well. And we have weekly meetings with them and we talk about what he's been programming and what's working, what's not working.
Good. Awesome. Good. There you go. Thanks.
So fiscal report for, the end of May, we're 42% through 2026. Revenue at the end of May was 4.7 million at 35%. Expenses are just over 5 million at 37%. And so is at $416,756 at 35%. Overall, looking fairly good right now. Nobody's trending over budget in expenses. There's no questions, I'll move on to the placement. Placements as of the end of May were 35% through the year. Looking at children and families, the placements are, according to your report, at 61%. We do receive full reimbursement for subsidized guardianship and kinship. If we had received those reimbursements, we're still waiting on, we get those, the subsidized guardianship on a quarterly basis. So we're still waiting on $268,351. That would put them at 40% of the year. What's driving that up is those youth justice placements, which are very, very expensive. Adult protective services is, according to your report, sitting at 81%. However, we did receive $59,000 from a client, and that was booked June 1st, so it wouldn't show up on this report.
When you say you apply through insurance, or did they actually pay cash, or was it like a estate thing?
It was an estate.
Estate thing, okay.
Yes, estate thing. Once we pull the numbers from June and put that on your report, it would be 22%. And their total amount would be $22,015. And behavioral health is sitting at 1% of their budget, $5,460.
I will say, Carly, when I looked at this, and of course, we always balance these together because it's really difficult to anticipate at budget time, anyone, but we're trending ahead for both APS and CFS. Doesn't necessarily mean that obviously the revenues follow it, but activity's high. I don't have a solution for that, but
Oh,
pointing that
like
out.
that's, like you know.
Yeah, I don't have the magic bullet, but that always makes me a little.
Yeah.
Hurts my interest a little bit, but.
Lynn or Jenny have anything to say?
Yeah, take out that crystal ball.
We don't have anybody in placement right now, so.
There you go.
And we got almost 60,000 back of the 81 that was spent this year already, so yay.
When it all comes down to it, Lynn, it's, money in, money out.
But
That's important.
we've had 3 difficult cases this year. You just never know that, what's gonna happen with that or not, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's just the narrative that speaks to me in the background of the money, so,
It is.
and obviously we get funding in for that generally, and that's good, but it might
if things continue, we could trend to be on a higher year than we budgeted for.
Okay, is there any other questions, Carly? We'll move on to, discuss and act on unbudgeted grants.
So I have three for you today. We have one, Black River Area Foundation grant. Children and Families was awarded a $4,400 grant to support appreciation events for foster parents and relative like kin caregivers to promote caregiver retention. There is no match required for this funding source. We also have the Coordinated Services Team Initiative funding. This one I have presented before, but we actually have an amount for you this time. The updated grant application is for $32,800, and again, no tax levy match required. And then Children and Families will be turning in an application in July for the 2027 Youth Innovation Grant. They are requesting $100,000.
Is that through like health service, Department of Health Services?
Thousands through the Department of Children and Families.
In Wisconsin. Okay.
So are they gonna be guaranteed grants or are they gonna be competitive? You have to wait to see.
Youth innovation is competitive. We have received it in the past. You do have to wait. You get it every other year and have to wait. So we didn't get it this year, so we're next year.
Say that again, Carly, we did not get it in 25.
We did not get it in 26.
Are we, applying for 27,
We're applying for 27.
got it. They're throwing me off as to what's here now.
The coordinated services team, is that competitive, Jess?
It is competitive, but preliminary, it sounds like will be approved for the amount that we requested. It just hasn't, final approval hasn't happened. They would maybe like help us reward something or maybe reallocate monies, but we would get that whole amount. It does include federal funds, so we have to comply with the federal expectations as well as the state. So I don't have any doubt that we won't get that money.
And the Black River Area Foundation grant, we already received it.
Yeah.
So.
Guaranteed grants, I just was wondering what that is.
Yeah. I'm still trying to understand all the language.
Yeah, it's a nice concept that used to exist there.
I guess it's more like, do you expect that you will
Yeah.
probably get it?
I think all three of them, I think we have a chance. Have a good chance.
Our CST one though is only from approval, which will probably be in June, early July to December. So we have 6 months to get 32,000 spent, and it can't be on anything that already exists. It all has to be new stuff. And then you can see that there's that requirement for the 39%, 61% breakouts. You have to be really creative in meeting that need as well. So try to get creative things that we could take on in the next 6 months and accomplish. That wouldn't take a whole lot of staff time and energy because we got clients to take care of.
Motion to, we need a motion?
Yeah, we need a motion to approve the grants, and we approve them all as one.
I would motion to approve all of them.
Okay.
Second.
A motion made by Sarah, seconded by Desiree, to approve grants or the application for the grant. Is there any other questions or discussion? If I hear none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to the director's reports.
Just a couple of recruitment updates. Obviously, we'll put that director back out with that new job description. The behavioral health licensed treatment professional, we have had a little bit of interest. Maybe might have a potential candidate. We'll see how that pans out. And our economic support specialist, we have 14 total applications out there right now. So we're just weeding through those and figuring out interview times.
Can you remind me, Carly, sorry to interrupt, but so Brandy's last day was February 13th, if I remember right.
Yes.
And she gave 2 months' notice or something like that. We didn't actually begin recruiting till,
Start, right away when we knew,
No.
how long has this been out?
No.
We didn't start right away because it had to go to executive finance.
okay,
Yeah, I think we had those on.
Second finance, then we advertised.
so how many months have we been, Gina? 3?
I do like I said,
Only-
yeah. I,
2 or 3?
oh, at least, yeah.
3, because
I want to say we had hit NeoGov sometime February or early March.
okay, so
But
March,
I-
April, May. 3 at the top of my head.
Yes.
Probably 3 at least. Okay, thanks. Time flies, so just trying to think.
Division updates, Bird to 3 had a Metastar audit and they scored 98.5%. So it's really great. They're up 3% from the prior year. So just wanted to give them some kudos. Other than that, not a lot going on at DHHS. Most of their outreach events have gone and passed. So we have our advisory meeting on the 20th and the next board meeting, I believe, will be on the 22nd.
I might have to bring in treats, that's my.
Is there any questions of the director's report? If not, the board, from what I understand, is may convene into the closed session. For closed session. A long time, so, I think we have to have, a motion to.
I make the motion.
Motion to go into closed session. One second.
I'll say.
Seconded by Sarah. All in favor, say aye. Oh, we gotta go back on. I think that's gonna be roll call. Roll call. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Okay.
Sounds good. And yes.
Is it now that we're in? Question.